I'd say that my biggest motivational factor is just one day being the best in the world. You know, having like made something for myself. It was my sister that introduced me to the game. I think I was around the end of 8th grade, and her friend told her about Dota, and she started playing it. And me and my sister are pretty close when we were young, so I also started playing it because you kind of want to be in the same interests as the people around you. And that's what happened. I just started playing Dota from there. I occasionally play some party games with my sister and my little brother. Actually, there was a point in my life where I stopped playing Dota, and I was convinced that I was done with it. It was around maybe my junior year of high school. So I stopped playing the game, but then one day, I was still playing Dota 1, I never played Dota 2. Then one day I come home and my little brother downloaded Dota 2 on his laptop, and I see him playing. I was bored at the time, so I was like, hey, let me try playing a game, for fun. And after I played that game, it's kind of got back into it, and that's how I'm here. Even when I was playing Dota 2, I was still just playing it for fun. But then I calibrated okay, and then all of us, I think I was one of the first 10 7K players in Europe. And after I saw the past 3 TIs and I saw how much money was in it, I started thinking to myself hey, maybe I can do this too, you can actually make a career out of it. My parents are pretty old-fashioned people, and basically in Jordan, it's if you're not a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, then it's you're nothing. Those are the only viable jobs. Everything else is nothing. And a concept like video games and esports is something that they would never understand. So the first 2 years, I think, were kind of rough. But then eventually, as they started as they saw me starting to make some money and flying out on my own and taking care of my own things, they started to gradually accept it. Obviously, they're not happy with it, but they've accepted it. What made me keep playing Dota even though my parents disapproved of it? It's something that I wanted to do, I never wanted to live an ordinary life. I've always kind of wanted to be a superstar, some way or another. So, I stuck with it because it's something that I enjoyed doing. I was passionate about it. I didn't want to end up going to college and studying something that I don't really like, or struggling to find something when I kind of already found my own path, I think the Middle Eastern scene is getting really strong because of the abundance of players that we have. Arabs, it's we don't really have that much to do. So the go-to thing that we would do there is video games. In every street there are maybe 3 net cafes, and kind of everyone plays video games over there, whether it's Counter-Strike, Dota, or League of Legends. So I think eventually some of these players are there's potential, and some of these players are getting really good, and eventually people are noticing them. So I think that's what's happening. It's kind of just we have a large number of players. I mean, my aim for getting at the top is just, I feel it's kind of a thing that every man kind of has. It's wanting to create a legacy for yourself, in one way or another. So I'd say that my biggest motivational factor is just one day being the best in the world, having made something for myself. I don't think I'll be playing competitive unless I get a really good offer coming in. I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna play solo queue, and I'm gonna aim for number 1 on the leaderboards. There's a new system now, so I wanna grab that number 1 spot. I wanna be the first 9K of this new rank or something, and maybe that'll eventually get me attention from a tier 1 team.